don't need eyes to see.
What are you talking about?
I created the event horizon to reach the stars. But she's gone much, much farther than that. She tore a hole in our universe, a gateway to another dimension. A dimension of pure chaos. Pure evil. When she crossed over, she was just a ship. But when she came back, she was alive. Look at her, Miller. Isn't she beautiful?
Your beautiful ship killed its crew, Doctor.
Well, now she has another crew. Now she has us.
What do you think you're doing, Doctor?
You wanted to know where the ship has been. So now you'll find out.
Praise the Lord for bringing us this generous bounty.
Just give me all the bacon and eggs you have. Wait. I worry what you just heard was, give me a lot of bacon and eggs. What I said was, give me all the bacon and eggs you have.
Living flesh.
I guess that's about 50 cents a meal, huh?
Like me. Back on our menu.
That's why I'm hungry. Each word I say, farther into a radical hypno-high.
No secret is to me. Don't skip on the meat.
I'd buy that for $1.
Don't that for me, please. I'm trying to get back.
Oh, look at me! I'm nothing!
Seem easily upset.
I'm so fucking hungry, Bill. I'm so hungry. I never knew anyone could be so hungry.
What about that time I found you naked with that bowl of jello?
Hello, folks. Welcome to the Simpy Podcast. This is an impromptu one. We'll tell you why and why it's being released before the other one. But yeah, I'm here. I'm one of your hosts, Gary Hill. With me as usual is Suzanne. How you doing?
Greetings from smoky Chicago.
Oh, it's bad.
It's
I don't know,
nasty.
I don't know how bad it is in Canada where the fires are. Right now, the air quality sucks out here. It really does. I guess it's worse than other places. Speaking of smoggy, hot areas, my man in California is here too, Mr. Mike Merriman. How you doing?
What's up? It's still summer. Fortunately, no raging wildfires this season. I mean, nothing notable that's going to make national news. I'm sure they're popping up about the normal average amount, but nothing crazy. So we are smog and smoke free so far here in the valley.
That's good. Venom was going to be here tonight, but he had to work or something or other. I forget what he said, but he was all set to go, but he got called in late for work. So no Venom tonight. No sugar tonight, as the guess who would say. We'll start the show as we always do, and take it to Mike first. What you been watching, Mike?
All right, what have I been watching? I'm curious too, so let me pull up my letterbox here. Let's see. All right, so I'll try to leave. I think I ended with The Big Risk last week, so I'll start from above that. So my birthday was July 12th, which is a few days ago, and Derek Boo Boo sent me Arrow's 4K release of The Eye from 2002. Thank goodness, because if he would have sent me the remake, I would have considered it a gag gift. It's a Jessica Alba American remake. So, yeah, I really like The Eye. It's the first time I've seen it, and maybe since the first time I've seen it, to be honest. A lot of those early 2000s J-horror movies, I watched them all at the time, liked them, and haven't seen them since. So it was kind of cool to revisit it. Some classic jump scares. There's an elevator scene that's really creepy. I feel like whenever you get kind of like this time capsule of an era where like so many tropes and gimmicks and specific camera work and styles are used, that you almost get tired of it in the era, but like once you get to some distance from it and you revisit it like years later, you have like the new, I don't know if it's a newer appreciation, but you kind of go back to the appreciation for like what it did at the time. And I think with the early 2000s J horror boom, I think that's, we're a good 20 years past it. So it's kind of had time to like work its way through our system, and going back and seeing it now, it's just like, wow, like these were really good. And it's a shame. It just, for every good one, you know how it works. For every like good or outstanding one, there's going to be like so many clones that are just mediocre, that just, we'll just put all the tropes in there with a pale looking ghost child, and that's all you got to do. So The Eye is one though that I recommend. So next up, I watched a movie from 1963 called Shock Corridor, and this one, I watched this because I saw a video or maybe a reel or something that it reminded the person of Shutter Island, and it kind of has like a similar setup. Our main character, he kind of fakes being a crazy person to get admitted into an asylum so he could solve a murder, and it features, he's doing different interrogations, the best you could do while still trying to maintain you being a fake crazy person. I got a kick out of this because like he would go to different wards and you would get different groups of people that were in there for different reasons, and they really had some like over the top depictions. Like they had a ward of like nymph ladies that like as soon as like he walked into their room, they just all wanted to jump his bones. They had like a African American ward, and it's to me that guy didn't seem like crazy. I think he just like mentally broke from like the racism that he probably experienced that got him put in there. And I mean, it's somewhat of a morality tale along with solving the case, because I think all the groups of people in the ward were supposed to be like an allegory for like society breaking down on the outside too. It was kind of a metaphor for that. It was really good though. I recommend it if you can get a hold of it. I
saw that years ago on TC. I'm sorry, just to butt in for a sec.
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
And Keith Gordon, they were doing the series where he moved into directing, and that was the movie he introduced and was talking about all of the shots, the kind of discomfort of them. Yeah, I really would like to find a copy of that and watch it again.
Yeah, it's really good. I just think it's well acted and all the depictions in it are good. And I like when movies can kind of have like the main story, but also like some good subtext going on as well. And this one definitely does. All right, next up, I watched the 4K of the original Evil Dead because I needed to wash the memory of Evil Dead Burn out of my mind. So I know that's controversial. A lot of people liked it, Evil Dead Burn, but I gotta say the modern Evil Dead movies just aren't for me. And I don't even think they're terrible or like even bad. It's just a style and approach that's not for me. I like the Raimi ones and I like the show, and I would have been very content with no more Evil Dead stuff after the show. And I'll leave it at that because, like, what else do you need to say about Evil Dead that hasn't been? I mean, we might do it on the show, and then I'll have like in-depth talk about it. But for now, hey, everyone knows Evil Dead. The next one I watched, Demon Warp, George Kennedy, in a movie that is wacko. Like, it starts out kind of like a Bigfoot or a Bigfoot-like creature stalking people in the woods. And it's okay, and you think that's pretty much going to be the movie, but then like they end up going into the cave, and then we get like alien species and all weird conspiracy. Like it just goes bonkers. This is the type of movie that's like, I don't know if I could sell it to everyone as like a good movie, but it's definitely entertaining. And if you're just looking for something bizarre, like get inebriated and throw on Demon Warp, that's pretty good. And that's actually it. Less this time, just because doing 2 shows in a row, so I have less to report back on. So I'll leave it there.
That's good, man. That's good amount of stuff. I think you would benefit from the Criterion Channel, dude, because you could preview stuff you want to buy. Because I know you're deep into like taking chances on stuff, you know.
Yeah, I'm thinking about. See, the thing is, I don't want to take on another subscription, but I think I can start dropping other stuff because like Netflix is really on thin ice. For the most part, I was keeping it because of my kids, but like even they'll watch stuff on it because it's something they can just open and like browse. But I feel like Netflix, it's no longer like a go-to where like, oh, I got to open the app and see what dropped on there. It's like if I hear from someone that there's like a new movie or a show, well, let's be even more honest. There's hardly ever a Netflix movie, like an original Netflix movie, that is going to be good. Like they're mostly okay, but nothing I need to see. Their shows, I think their documentaries and their shows are more something that like I actually go to the app for. But overall, when you compare the price of it to other ones, I'm just like, do I need it? So like if I want Criterion Channel, I'm probably going to consider just dropping Netflix.
So I'm telling you, the one with I pay for the one with the ads. It's $8 a month, and there's not that many ads, so it's kind of worth you saving that kind of money. So I'd say that.
Yeah, I did the great, subscription purge because I don't really watch Paramount. I don't, and honestly, I've just hit a wall with everything that's there. I don't, and it's the same thing. I had an IFC subscription, which I loved, which was really cheap. They killed that and then gave me this huge, expensive add-on to Sundance Now.
Wow.
And then, it's like I was thinking about, since Shudder keeps going up in price, just doing the full, AMC Plus, because that includes Shudder. So I don't know, but I ended up dumping the Sundance Now, dumped AMC Plus because I got it for one thing. And then I'm like, you know what, I'll just keep the standalone. And yeah, I would love to get rid of Netflix. I do love their documentaries. Some of their shows are good, but it's just kind of crap.
I will say this about Criterion Channel, that they're really good at curating stuff. Like
I used to have it. I was one of the charter members. I actually have a little badge that says I was a charter member of the channel.
Yeah, this month they have a Harry Dean Stanton collection on there that doesn't include Two Lane Blacktop somehow, but there's a lot in that mix. Paris, Texas, you talked about a couple weeks ago, is in there, and Last Temptation of Christ, and what else is in there? There's more. Yeah.
So they have amazing stuff, but a lot of behind the scenes stuff that's fascinating. So yeah, come this winter, I think I'm gonna re-up my Criterion.
I wasn't there for it, but there was like a hip hop month or something. They had Tougher Than Leather on there. Probably the best print you'll ever see of that movie.
Oh, yeah.
It's the Run DMC movie, if you guys don't know, listeners. But
I could probably sing that song to you right now.
Yeah, and speaking of Shudder,
sorry.
No, I was gonna say, speaking of Shudder, I don't know who the hell improved their UI switch, because it sucks to use now. Like, it's like they tried to change it to like the way like big boy apps look, with like navigating and browsing and categorizing, but I feel like their software or their network just can't handle it, and it's like slow and shoddy, and I'm just like, no. Who, like, did you guys even test this before you made it live? But it's kind of annoying.
Well, it depends on your device.
I don't really care for the. It's hard to navigate. I can't stand it. I end up going to IMDb to tell me where the fuck it's playing.
My TV in my room runs a lot faster than the TV in the living room, which is the better TV. So I couldn't tell you, with apps, with different TVs, it work differently, Yeah, Sue, what you been watching, girl?
Oh, it's summertime, Sue. Short attention span theater time. I finally got around to it because I just wanted something which I thought was going to be a little lower key. Got around to watching The Haunting of Bly Manor, which is based on one of my favorite books, The Turn of the Screw. I have to admit, the first time I tried to watch it, it was just, I was not into it. This time through, I've really got to give Flanagan credit because, wow, I really, really want to go watch the last 20 minutes of the last episode over and over again because it tied everything up so incredibly beautifully. And it's going to stay with me for a while. It was just so well done. And like I said, I'm a huge fan of that book. I've seen most incantations of it. My favorite before this was The Innocents from the late 50s, early 60s. And once again, I love my Brit box. My current favorite show is something called Death in Paradise. So I'm on my third, DI, who is a lot of fun, big, clumsy Irish dude. Love him to death. And it's just it's fun. It's lighthearted. It's just fun to watch. Once again, Summertime Sue, short attention span theater. And I also am waiting for the right moment because the Grail got here last week. My absolutely stunningly beautiful copy of To Live and Die in LA from Arrow. Complete with a counterfeit $20 bill in it.
Nice.
With John Panko's face on it.
Super nice. Oh my gosh, what did I watch? I watched a lot this week. I watched Obsession. That's out there. And I told folks that I laughed more than I got scared of the movie because, it's and people were talking like, oh, you just didn't get the movie. Like, no, I got the movie. It's just been done before, in other ways. It's just, if you know the plot, the guy, falls in love with a girl that doesn't love him. So he buys a thing and, casts a spell of some kind and she just won't leave him alone and to the point of violence. And, it gets fucking funny into me and it shouldn't get that funny, but it does. Had a good time. So you get to the end, that funniness just goes away because he goes away, and she has to make a decision, and you don't know what the decision is going to be, and yeah, but the improbabilities of some of the film, and it's bad when I watch films that put logic into them, like when again one more spoiler where the girl beats the other girl's face in the steering wheel to the point of mush, and the driver's side airbag did not go off. I don't understand, the logic in that, but maybe she disabled the driver's side airbag. I don't know, but yeah. But the Obsession was very decent though for what it was. I don't condemn indie filmmakers making it big, but this guy's gonna get big really fast. I think I feel him get really bored really fast, and I've become a cynic in my old age as far as horror films go. Mike, you guys probably did this on your show, right? Done your press cuts.
Yeah, we did. I liked it. I thought it was good. I think so. I tried to make a distinction on the show that like some people are calling it great. I would call it good with like a great performance by the actress.
Yeah. She's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think when you step back from the movie, to me it was like the perfect storm for Blumhouse because it's a pretty simple setup. Like someone makes a wish and of course it goes bad. Like that's a very easy. It's an easily digestible like horror story for everybody. And like, I thought the performances were good, and there was some good like gore and some scares, and it was good. But like, some like the reaction in the wake of it was like, oh, best new horror movie in the last decade or 20 years. I'm like, okay, you can slow down with that now.
Yeah. That's my thing too. My buddy asked me because his daughter, she's about, how is that? Alice is like, I think she's 15 now, and I'm fucking old. I can't help these things. She wanted to go see it with her older sister, and he wanted to make sure, it was okay. And she's not a big horror person, but she wanted to see it, and I said, yeah, it's fine, because it's that's what it is. It's fine, and I liked it enough, and a lot of these, be careful what you wish for movies really, work. This one works. This one works a little too well because he didn't get what he bargained for. But that's why I'm really apprehensive. There's one on the show I want to watch called Whistle that I don't know if it's gonna suck or not. So I don't want to take a dive or not. Did you watch that yet, Mike, or no?
Which one?
It's called Whistle, where they get that some kind of ceremonial whistle, and like they people start dying or something. I forget what it is.
Yeah, I've seen it. Not good.
I
didn't think.
Oh, damn! Good. I just saw a trailer for it yesterday. I'm like, well, that looks interesting. Okay, that's an hour and a half of my life.
Well, I did watch the shark movie in the water parks. I guess my standards are pretty low. But Hungry was pretty good though. So there's that.
Hungry was better than I expected it to be. Yeah.
Yeah. What else? I watched Roadhouse this morning for no reason at all, just because I wanted to watch Roadhouse, and I think that's going to be in September. We're going to finally get around to that Ben Gazzara show. That Ben Gazzara is a real douchebag podcast where we do that and Big Lebowski together because why not? Again, old programming coming to light. The reason why we're doing this show today is because Sam Neill has left this plane of existence. Beat cancer, but pneumonia beat him, unfortunately. Your immune system is highly compromised at that point, and he got sick. And, people get sick and they pass away. And everybody I know is very, very sad this happened because he was a phenomenal actor. So I went all Sam out on the world and watched some good Sam Neill stuff. Started with The Final Conflict because I need to go slay the Nazarene apparently because I think that's one of his finest roles is good old Damien Thorne in that movie. It's just the ending really cops out, but the execution I think is great and he's great in it. In the Mouth of Madness, of course, I watched that. New one I watched it, which I didn't see it by now. I told Suzanne to watch it. I hope she watched it eventually if she didn't watch it already. Taika Waititi's Hunt for the Wilder People, which it's a Taika film, so I'm surprised I haven't seen it yet until now, but it is fucking delightful. It is about New Zealand family, Sam Neill and his wife in the film, taking an orphan who's a discipline case, and he, spoilers, the wife passed away, so Sam Neill is forced to bond with the boy, and something happens where they have to go on the run, and the government's after them and all that during inside the New Zealand wilderness, and they're hunting for stuff and bonding, and it's just fucking heartwarming. And if you want to watch a good movie, like that, and go check out The Hunt for the Wilder People. You might have missed it. It's good. And I will watch more Sam, but I closed it out this morning because I wanted to watch it on the wall at work. I have a projector at work. Yes, I work nights, and yes, there's a lot of downtime in my job, unfortunately. So I watched Jurassic Park on the wall, and you know what? It's still great. Jurassic Park 3 is terribly maligned by people. Shut the fuck up. It's Joe Johnston, and you know what? He makes great films. And Jurassic Park 3 is great, but the first one, I will say, one of the highlights of my childhood, one of my first cinematic real moments is, Jurassic Park at the drive-in, and I still get really excited when he gets excited, sticking his head out of the Jeep, taking off his glasses, and seeing the Brontosaurus for the first time. I still get really excited when that happens. And no exception this morning at work. I got a little teary-eyed when that happened this time around. So Jurassic Park, I ain't got to tell you how good it is. Watched the first one. Second one's kind of meh. And the third one, I think, really picks it up, in my opinion. I think it's a terrific film. Rest of them are, you could take them or leave them, I think. Besides that, what else I watched? I was going to watch Possession, but I've never seen it before. I hear it's at a pressing time. So I gave that Sam Neill a rest for right now until I feel like watching it later.
Oh, come on.
I'm just saying, I'll watch it one day. I will watch it one day.
No, sadly, I watched that one. God, when TJ was with us, me, him, and Nudie watched it. And wow, varying different opinions on it.
Yeah. Oh, one last thing I'll mention, Dark Side of the Ring premiered, and since then there's been all the parts come out of the Jeff Jarrett TNA Impact series of episodes, the three episodes, and it really goes into some stuff, and it ends with TNA. I mean, it ends with his time in Impact, which is, and that has to do with Impact Wrestling, but just him as a great manager, and him and his father Jerry, starting a promotion against the big company is a pretty cool story, because they had some great talent back in those days. And the true story, they have a real interview with Karen Jarrett on there, the formerly of Mrs. Karen Angle, which if you watched the interview, they were divorced during the time of the controversy of Jeff Jarrett taking Kurt Angle's wife, because they were already separated. So yeah, that was and people forget that it's a show. It's Dance and Clowns. It's not real life. They played that angle for the show, and I love Impact Wrestling. I love the six-sided ring. I just hate what it became. In fuck goddamn Dixie Carter. Fuck that bitch. But yeah, we're here tonight to talk about Sam and our love for him. We're going to one of these movies because this was programmed a long time ago, and we're doing it now. We're doing it live, people. We're gonna do the Roger Corman produced Galaxy of Terror, along with the Paul W.S. Anderson flick. Event Horizon, starring Sam and a cast of awesomeness too. They both have great casts, actually. We're going to start with Galaxy of Terror right after the break.
Prepare yourself for the ultimate battle. Galaxy of Terror.
Hell has just been relocated. It orbits a burned-out star at the edge of the galaxy.
They're out there.
It's been waiting 1 billion years to scare you to death. Trapped in a living maze of terror.
What are the odds of us getting out of here?
What are the odds?
Stranded astronauts Edward Albert and Aaron Moran battle hordes of hideous shadow demons, encounter the razor-sharp living glass, brave the pit of doomed souls, just to discover the only way out is death.
Terror. The ultimate horror in space.
Galaxy of Terror, 1981. This is an hour and 21 minutes. This is produced by Roger Corman, directed by Bruce D. Clark, which I didn't see much that he had done. Not much. He directed The Hammer with Fred the Hammer Williamson. Writers, they haven't done much either. But one that sticks out, I guess he worked on the story, was William Stout, who is normally a production designer. But I had in production designing on this too. Interesting people in the crew. I have to find the crew again. But working second unit, really green around the gills, James Cameron. I'll mention to Suzanne, which I forgot to mention that I watched Terror 2 just on a whim, just because I wanted to watch it. And I watched Aliens like in the same day, and the elevator shot, with the shotgun, he ripped it off wholesale from himself for Terminator 2. Where he sticks his metal things in the elevator and opens it up, and gets blasted in the face with the shotgun. But I'm gonna leave Mr. Cameron alone. I'm gonna leave Suzanne to hate on him. But there's that. Interesting. Director of photography, Jacques Aitken, who's passed away since then, has shot many interesting things over the years. Shot Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1 and 2. Shocker for Wes Craven as well. Anything from that to Scanner Cop, Relentless 3, Maniac Cop 3, Badge of Silence. He worked all over the goddamn place here. Where's more interesting things? My Demon Lover with Scott Valentine. The Hidden as a film I love. Cherry 2000 after that as a film I love too. One day we'll do Cherry 2000. I love Melanie Griffith in that movie. The Ambulance for Larry Cohen. He had a really cool career of doing some DOP stuff, and still worked for a long time. So he must have had a good eye for stuff like this, and I think it proved in this movie. That's about as far as I'll go with this, because that's pretty cool. What's that? Is this the Bill Paxton? Set decorator Bill Paxton is the Bill Paxton, I guess, that we know and love, was a set decorator on this movie too. So there's that. Yeah, I missed that part. But your cast is Edward Albert, not Eddie Albert, not Green Acres Eddie Albert. This is a different Edward Albert, as says Cameron. Joni herself, Erin Moran, rest that poor lady's soul, as Illuma. The great Ray Walston as Core. Bernard Behrens as Commander Ivar, whatever, man. Zalman King. Yes, that's Zalman King. If you were around in the 90s and you were a horny person from cheap old bumping and grinding porn, he is that Zalman King of the Red Shoe Diaries as Balon. Needs no introduction. Robert Englund as Ranger shows up in this. Again, needs no introduction again. Sid Haig as Quad shows up in this. Grace Zabriskie, Captain Trentor, Jack Blusky as Kaz, and Tappy O'Donnell, who dies a hilarious but very rapey death as Demella. We'll talk about that, I'm sure. It gets fucking weird. But digress. This is Galaxy of Terror. This is Roger Corman doing a great alien ripoff in a way. There's a lot more to it. Mike, thoughts, man.
Yeah, it's funny you brought that up, because I had seen this before, but watching it or rewatching it for the show, I realized like how much of an alien ripoff at least the setup is, and kind of like how it starts with like your typical, we got to answer a distress call in space. Oh,
the setup is 100% a ripoff of that, yeah.
Yeah, you got your rugged crew of your space crew that's like underqualified to even be doing what they're doing. And what a cast. I mean, it's cool to see like Robert Englund before he was like even known. because this would have been a few years shy of Nightmare on Elm Street. So even though he was in stuff back then, he wasn't really known as Robert Englund, like the big star, Freddy Krueger, and all that stuff. So, but he was really good in this, fighting his doppelganger. I love the practical effects in this. We kind of get that, I guess it'd be like a dummy squish death on the one lady. That was cool looking. And then the movie decides that, okay, we've done enough Alien. Now we're just going to go truly bizarre. And like, oh, this thing replicates like the thing you fear the most. And you kind of have to battle it for survival. Then we get Mr. Hand in there from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. He's there to be the turncoat, the company man, well, the quote unquote company man type figure where, oh my God, he was working against us the whole time. And really what we end up with is a pretty cool like B movie sci-fi experience, sci-fi horror. I love how the whole thing sounds like 80s video games, like Space Invaders, like with the sound effects. Produced by Roger Corman, so a lot of that's not a surprise. But I really like the practical effects in this. I kind of like the DIY nature of it. I think they get a lot of mileage out of it. The sets are cool. The spaceship stuff is cool. Yeah, and a lot of shots that look straight out of Alien. Like even there's a kind of like a wide shot of them approaching like a landscape with a ship, and like it's like, wow, that looks like a straight shot from Alien. We have alien impregnation. We have all sorts of stuff going on here. It's a wild, wacky movie. Take it on drugs, I guess. It'll make it even funner. But yeah, I like it. I like the cast. I just think it's an ensemble. Like Sid Haig is cool in this. He kind of plays like a brute, I guess. And yeah, it looks good, sounds good, fun cast. I like sci-fi horror. I like distress in space. So yeah, I'm going to say I enjoyed this rewatch. So I'll leave it there for now.
Suzanne.
No, I agree with Mike. This is the spate of the Alien knockoffs, and this one just kind of took it up another notch or two with the gore and just the strange monster effects. And I just kind of, it's definitely, if you're into this is a great movie to watch. It has just a little bit of everything for everyone and right down. I mean, you have to admit, this is just a great cast. And everybody, like I said, Sid Haig just cracks me up in this movie because I don't even think he speaks a line. I think he just grunts. And he's just the basic tough guy who was really surprised he died as early as he did. You got kind of the dude who's, well, let's be honest, is scared of his own shadow. Everybody has like this complete different personality. I mean, the only downside is if you're actually paying attention to it, there's just a bunch of like storylines that will kind of go nowhere. Because I mean, you get like a brief sentence from Grace Zabriskie about the Great Massacre. But all in all, I mean, let's be honest, who cares? Doesn't mean anything. It's not helping the story along. It's a little, it's storyline wise weak, but are we really watching it for the story? I don't think we are. I think we're watching it just for the action, the gore, the monsters, everything that makes a Corman movie a Corman movie. I mean, how many people got their starts through Corman? And it's not really surprising to me that Bill Paxton was a set designer. Not surprising at all. And yes, I hate James Cameron. Really hate him. But who gave him his start? Roger Corman. So I swear it's like 6 shades of, you could actually go, not so much anymore, but at one point in the 80s and 90s, It was like the 2 degrees of Roger Corman, how everybody in Hollywood would be 2 degrees from Roger Corman. But yeah, it's just fun. It's gory. It's goofy. Great deaths. A couple of really weird ones. And for the guys, boobs. Fun movie. Very little to complain. Oh, and Zalman King was also in one of my favorite movies, which is Blue Sunshine. And I just don't think that movie gets talked about enough. We're going to have to find a way to throw that into something. But it's just one of those I go back to.
I remember wondering if that was the same Zalman King, but it has now been confirmed.
Yes.
Oh man, I watched so much of that stupid pumping grinding program back in the day. It's not even funny. You didn't have access to whatever you wanted now. But it's
Yeah, wasn't that on Showtime? The Red Shoe Diaries?
It was on Showtime. Yes, it was. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I dug this quite a bit. This is first time I watched this in its completion. I would say. I think I watched part of this, some point in time because the cast, like you said, is phenomenal. It's like genre city in there, and you watch it. It like I said, the plot points don't make a whole lot of sense. There's the whole thing to where you find out that Ray Walston is the puppeteer, the master, if you will, behind all of this, and somehow the other guy becomes the master. And do you know what the fuck it means that he says he's the master? Is he going to make some illusions now? I don't know, but these illusions can kill, and it's to the point of nudity, because you might keep this. The second person has mentioned, our nude girl in this film. Does she get raped by the worm creature? We don't know. Her clothes just disappear and she gets real slimy. So I couldn't tell you what happens there. But that girl has her clothes off, and that's a reason to get them off, I guess, in this movie, and I guess get the fellas off, because she was built for a smaller lady. But whatever. Great death there. Great deaths all around. I'd say Erin Moran. She gets it. I'd say the most cruelest. I'd say, because she gets hit with the tentacles and they squeeze her till her guts come out and her head explodes, and it looks really like done on a budget. But I love shit like this where it looks fucking zany and it's crazy. Robert Englund is Ranger. You can. I love that. If you haven't watched his documentary yet, I forget what it's called, but you get to see all the early stuff he was in. And I mentioned to him when I seen it last time that I just watched The Great Smoky Roadblock with him and Henry Fonda, and it's just like one of those things that he shows up in. He shows up pretty good in this, and I want to say this was the same year, or the year before, or the year after. I mean, Eaten Alive came out. My name is Buck and I'm here to fuck. I think that's the one. That's where that line comes from, Tarantino fans. He stole it wholesale from that movie.
Eaten Alive.
Yes, indeed. But yeah, he's great in this movie, and Mike mentioned him fighting his doppelganger. The whole plot of this film is they get marooned on this thing, basically, to where they go look for a salvage or something, and their worst fears come to life or somehow. And again, don't think of plot or logic in this movie. It just stuff starts to show up, like that triangle-headed monster that you see in the shadows, which again the director did so well by not showing a whole lot of it. I'll give credit to Stan Winston all day long for Pumpkinhead, but it's a pretty tall, janky monster, and he knew when to show it and when not to show it. So I think that it works really well in this movie, the monster. And one guy I forgot to mention worked for Stan Winston, actually. Your prosthetic guy in this film, Alec Gillis, worked on stuff like Starship Troopers and Alien 3, and is still working today. He just worked as a special effects supervisor for Predator Badlands. So he's working plenty, that guy. But I love the way the sets look in this movie. I love shit like this. I love model spaceships and the way they're filmed. I love matte paintings, and I love the goofy tunnel sets in this film. I don't even know what the fuck is going on with these tunnels. Are they going inside of the monster? I don't know what's going on. It's just the chaos of this movie, I think, is what turns me on the most about it. Because it doesn't make a lot of sense. But you know what? In the end, you're having a pretty good time with this. I guess Ray Walston's the alien. I don't know. Is he the alien that's killing people? I couldn't tell you. He's the master, apparently, though. He's easily killed in the end. But I really enjoyed my time with this. I would watch this again. Apparently, there's a Shout Factory Blu-ray of this out there somewhere. So if you have access to a Shout Factory sale, go pick it up one day. You might really enjoy yourself too. Take it to you, Sue. Anything else you want to say about it?
No, it's just one of those fun movies. It doesn't matter. It's just fun. And I mean, I will say another movie that just the Ray Walston character just kind of, it weirdly reminds me of, even though not really, is like, have you ever seen The Visitor? I don't know.
I couldn't tell you the plot of The Visitor, but yes, I have seen The Visitor. Yes.
Yeah, but I get that kind of, vibe from him from the beginning. So now I'm gonna have to pull out my copy of The Visitor and watch it again. But yeah, it's just fun. It's a straight up popcorn movie. Just kick back, enjoy the ride. Try not to read too much into it. Enjoy the effects, enjoy the gore, enjoy it however you want to. But it's just a fun popcorn flick.
Boy. Mike.
Yeah, I would say if you're a fan of space horror in general, a fan of Alien, and you want to see like what other people try to do and take a crack at the same similar story with much less resources, but still manage to make a fun time out of it, check out Galaxy of Terror.
Yeah, I mean, the laser blasts look really shitty, but everything else looks really, really good. So, for Alien slash a lot of different themes going on, because I think that, as far as Alien ripoff goes, I wouldn't call this a completely ripoff, because the whole idea of them exploring being marooned on some alien planet or some alien ship was not done first by Alien, but it was done extremely well by Alien. So it takes that kind of idea and puts its own spin on it. I think the own spin, the spin, it works pretty well in my opinion. So I'd recommend this to anybody that wants to watch it. I think it's great, and it's got a great cast. It's New World Pictures, so it's post American International, which Roger Corman and Julie they made some pretty fun stuff under the New World banner, and like Suzanne said, he gives lots of folks their starts. I just listened to not long ago. They had Ron Howard on Joe Dante's The Movies That Made Me podcast, and they're both Corman guys, so it's not really a stretch for Ron Howard to be on that show. And if it wasn't for Roger Corman taking a chance on the kid, and what one day we'll do is I think Eat My Dust is a great film along with Grand Theft Auto. Those are both Ron Howard, one directed but both starring Ron Howard, Roger Corman films, and if you can give that chance to film a very competent, and it looks great. I think Eat My Dust is the one that he directed. It looks great. It's filmed well, and but if he didn't give him that chance, probably basically paid him nothing to make it. If he didn't give him that credit, though, he probably wouldn't be as big as he is today. So this is why until Roger died, Jack Nicholson was a big friend of his, because for like a decade, nobody else would give Nicholson a job except for Roger Corman. So this is why he was his friend, his brother to the grave, because he was that kind of person. But I'm going to leave it at that and say, go watch Galaxy of Terror if you want to watch something fun. Yeah, baby, yeah. Next up, we're going to talk about the great Sam Neill and the great Larry Fishburne and some other folks too. And what I've heard described as Hellraiser in space, but not the other Hellraiser in space. This is the real Hellraiser in space. Event Horizon is coming up after the trailer.
At 0300 this morning, TDRS picked up an automated navigation beacon broadcasting at 2-minute intervals in Neptune orbit.
This is incredible. It's the Event Horizon. She's come back.
The Event Horizon was the culmination of a secret government project to create a spacecraft capable of faster-than-light flight. The ship doesn't really go faster than light. What it does is it creates a dimensional gateway that allows it to jump instantaneously from one point of the universe to another light years away.
Where's she been for the last 7 years, Doctor?
That's what we're here to find out.
After 7 years in deep space.
There were 18 people on board this ship when it disappeared. I want them all accounted for.
Opening outer door.
It came back, abandoned.
Any crew? Negative. This place is a tomb.
But it didn't come back alone.
Captain Miller! I've got some problems here!
This ship has been beyond the boundaries of our universe. Who knows where it's been? And what it's brought back with it.
Did you hear that? What is it? The ship is reacting to us and the reactions are getting stronger.
What are you telling me? That this ship is alive?
I have such wonderful things to show you.
Oh my God!
It knows my secrets. It knows my fears.
Vacate. I want off this ship.
You can't leave. She won't let you.
God help us.
Event Horizon, 1997. It's directed by I'm going to say the great Paul W.S. Anderson, because he does stuff that I enjoy that are bad movies, like the Resident Evil series. He did the Death Race remake, which I just watched, and I still enjoy it because it's not. I'll tell you what it does well. It doesn't try to remake the first one completely. It does its own thing, and Statham is a star, obviously, and fucking Ian McShane is a star, obviously, and it plays so well. The Death Race movie. Well, what else? Started in Shopping is a great movie. That's one of his first things. His first film, his debut. Again, I love to do debuts on this show. One day we're going to do that, and I think Shopping is a great example of a debut that kicks all kinds of ass, and I think it's better than most things he's ever done. Is Shopping. This is a film that stars Jude Law and who else? Sean Pertwee, which is it's about shoplifters and stuff, and yeah, it's been a long time since I watched it. Jonathan Pryce, Sean Bean, Marianne Faithfull for some reason. I got Jason Isaacs who's in this movie. I got to rewatch this fucking movie. Yeah, Shopping. I have it on Laserdisc actually. But yeah, also the Resident Evil series. Notably, he's married to the star. Monster Hunter, starring the great Mia Jovovich, of course. Alien versus Predator, take it or leave it. I thought it was interesting. But yeah, he like lived his life by these Death Race movies. Well, no, his story by and the Death Race sequels, but I don't hate those either. But Paul W.S. Anderson, Mortal Kombat, amazing. No, that might have been somebody else. My bad. On my brain. Writer Philip Eisner, who didn't do much besides this movie, which surprises the fuck out of me. the credit that he did that I've seen, which is terrible, is the Firestarter Rekindled movie. Don't watch that movie. Watch this a bunch of times, I guess. I don't know why it didn't work past much of this. Your core cast here: Lawrence Fishburne as Miller. Do I need to explain who he is? A lot of these people are going to do. I need to explain who they are because Sam Neill is Dr. Weir. Great in this as well. Kathleen Quinlan as Peters. Been in many things. We did a warning sign of this show. She's in that. Twilight Zone, the movie. A bunch of things you probably would have saw. Jolie Richardson is Stark. I want to say if it's the same person I'm thinking about.
Nip Tuck.
Was that Nip Tuck? 100 episodes. Was in The Patriot with Mel Gibson. I do enjoy The Patriot, Mel Gibson. It's absurd for a war film, but yeah, that's probably your biggest takeaway is that damn Nip Tuck though, which I've never watched an episode of. One day, he'll run through all the episodes.
Yeah, I get that.
Richard T. Jones. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Richard T. Jones as Cooper. I'm sorry. He shows up in things. A lot of things that I can't recall what they are, but there's a film that I love called Renaissance Man with Danny DeVito, and he plays one of the military students in that movie. But this actor he's one of those that guy faces that shows up in things. Speaking of that guy faces, which I don't know, he fell off the face of the earth. I should do a whole sub series of shows of what the fuck happened to Jack Noseworthy because this guy was in everything and then he disappeared. He played Justin. This guy is most notably known as the guy with the big truck and idle hands. Cecil B. Demented he was in. If you haven't and if you're hating, why are you? It's so fucking funny. The Brady Bunch movie. I find them infinitely hilarious. Those goddamn Brady Bunch movies. I'll pass it on there. Jack Noseworthy, where are you, man? I used to love you and stuff. Speaking of this guy loves and things, two guys right here. Jason Isaacs is DJ. You know him from many things. The Harry Potter series. What else can I mention? Jason Isaacs was in The Patriot again. Another Patriot connection. He plays the evil English general in that movie. Fucking filthy ass fucking redcoats. But yeah, plays lots of voices all over the place. But yeah, I love Jason Isaacs and things. But yeah, the big one is Mr. Malfoy Sr. in those Harry Potter films that people know him so much from. And I'm scrolling. There has to be other things. Yes. Fury. If you've seen the pictures, you see that starts him with Shia LaBeouf. You see fucking weird ass fucking Shia LaBeouf with no shirt on at Comic-Con. In a beard. If you haven't seen his pictures yet, just look up Fanboy Expo in Knoxville and you'll see his fucking weird ass wearing no fucking shirt and it's fucking strange. But the last that I'll mention is Sean Pertwee, who many things again, great British actor, shows up in Dog Soldiers. I think Equilibrium, yes, one of the best Alfreds ever in the TV show Gotham. If you haven't watched Gotham, you're a slight Batman fan. It's one of those things that you could watch for 5 seasons and say, okay, I know these characters, but I don't got to go deep diving into Batman, but I could still enjoy myself. But he plays a good Alfred in the Gotham series. So go back and check that out. There's a lot of great actors on there. Michael Chiklis, and I can go on right now and just go talk about Gotham for a while. But yeah, he showed up early in stuff like Soldier with Kurt Russell. What else we got here? Sean Pertwee. Formula 51, which is a Sam L. Jackson, Robert Carlyle movie, which is very silly, but I do enjoy it. Purposely some of these things. But we're getting into the cheaper plot synopsis right now. This rescue crew is tasked with investigating. Shut up, Ed. the mysterious reappearance of a spaceship that had been lost for 7 years. This is a good time. Like I said, people call this Hellraiser in space. Again, it has a lot of the same themes as Galaxy of Terror, as far as like your fears coming to life, but not really. This is done in like a more interdimensional way. But Suzanne, thoughts on Event Horizon?
I don't even know where to start. I mean, we can start with the fact that it definitely has that alien H.R. Giger-esque look to it. God, it's okay. Time to go pull up my notes, and it's another one of those distress call in space movies, but that spaceship went to a different place. I love the Hellraiser elements in this movie. I just the cast is amazingly top notch. I'm a huge Lawrence Fishburne fan. The first movie I ever saw him in was Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. It's got one of the greatest lines, at least one of my most favorite lines in a movie. Where we're going, we don't need eyes to see. But yeah, talented cast, a really just amazingly well told story about Sam as the doctor who does his best to channel that Damien Thorne, because he is ice cold in this movie. I mean, there's not a shred of warmth coming from him. The rest of the crew seem to have like a nice bond amongst themselves. But then there's this guy who's just kind of an ass and going to retrieve his ship and make sure that absolutely nothing will keep him from it. The aspects of it going through hell, through the black hole he's describing, I'm not sure how scientifically accurate that is, but let's be honest, who cares? Once again, we have an amazing gore fest going on. I saw this in a theater, and everybody was just rolling. They loved this movie. People were gasping and screaming. It was fantastic. Not very many times you get to go to a movie and just have the audience all react like that. It's, once again, top notch cast. I've always loved Jason Isaacs. He's always just, it doesn't matter what they have, what wig they have him wearing, the eyes are so piercing. But I mean, just like I said, it's just got that Giger-esque feel to it, just like Alien. It's got that kind of the feel of isolation, even though the corridors feel like they're going on forever, like it's a liminal space. I just can't. Trying to find a through line here. Everybody just knocks it out of the park with this one. It fills all of my happy places anyway. It's uncomfortable. It's just insane. It's bloody. You've got, the Cenobite aspect of it. You've got that whole, and I won't call it Hellraiser in space. It leans more Hellraiser than it does Alien, where Galaxy leaned more Alien. But this amazing, fun, seriously fun, distant signal pickup crazy doctor who built the thing, the core, which ripped a hole somewhere. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I may have some final thoughts. I may not.
Cool, Mike.
All right, so yeah, I love the description of Hellraiser in space because this one is kind of reminiscent, and it's better than the actual Hellraiser in space, I would say. One that I recently watched after picking up that quadrilogy box set, I think it was. Yes, another good cast. This one was very creepy. And, the funny thing about Event Horizon is, like, from my memory, it really didn't get a lot of play when it released theatrically. It was, like, later on home video and DVD that I think a lot of people that didn't go to the theater to see it discovered it, and it started building up the reputation of being really good. I love the set design. This, like Suzanne said, I mean, there's these corridors and hallways that just go on forever. I think there's a lot of claustrophobic stuff going on. There's a general sense of like, what the hell is even happening here? I like that they kind of explain some science behind it, but like just enough not to bog you down and make your eyes go cross. It's like we get enough to be able to follow the story, and they just kind of leave it at that. It's like the rest of it's like, just trust us. This is what's happening. We get the kind of, this another setup where it's like, uh-oh, something's going on and we have to go check it out. And then, of course, this one, we have the personal connection with the wife, or the missing wife, I guess. And one by one, they get picked off, and we get some cool, creepy hallucinations. We get some cool, violent deaths. And every time you think progress is being made, a twist happens and someone else dies. And yeah, I think this is really effective. It's a cool, like, late 90s horror movie. Lawrence Fishburne is great. And what's her name? Kathleen Quinlan. When I was growing up, I always confused Kathleen Quinlan and Kathy Keener, just because their names roll off the tongue kind of similar. Like, I always knew which one was which, but like I would say the wrong names a lot. But yeah, I think this movie is the total package. I love the cinematography from this. I just like every part of the ship is just unique. And yeah, these kind of horror movies I really like. I like sci-fi. I like stuff taking place in space, because really space is such like an unlimited canvas, and what we as like humans actually know about space is still so limited considering how vast it is, that if you just give us like an interesting setup, you can give us a very grounded setup, and then from there it can kind of go in any direction. It can do anything, because you're almost playing like our ignorance about the extent of space against us. Well, I guess in favor of making an effective, scary movie, because it's hard to really say, oh, well, that couldn't happen, because we don't really know. So when like physics start going awry, or Earth logic that we know, or even like space logic that we know up to this point, there's things that could disrupt that, and you kind of can go along with it. It's like an easy sell when something goes wrong in space, because just even for us to even be up there in the capacity we are in real life, it takes a lot, and we've barely even explored what's out there at all. So I think this movie does a great job. It's slick. It looks great. Sound design's cool. It's aggressive in the horror. And I just really like it. And I really recommend it, along with Galaxy of Terror. So for now, I'll leave it at that.
Cool. Yeah, I really dig this film, and I know X likes it a lot too. I think one thing we didn't mention was, the oddly fitting a fart rock new metal score that Michael Kamen does for this film. I think it's really great. And Michael Kamen worked a lot in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. This is a guy who, one of the big albums for me of all time was that that S&M record, the Symphony and Metallica record. He was the composer on that thing too, and I think he's a real star of this film. That fart rock new metal score that really works in this film. But as far as the film goes itself, really plays isolation so well. Like you guys said, remind me of Cube quite a bit as far as like the aesthetic of everything inside and everything, and what one door closes and like there's no exit to another door and stuff like that. And our cast is fucking top notch. Even the smallest members of the cast have something to do, which I appreciate when you just don't have like that faceless guy that doesn't do anything. I think our lowest in the totem pole, I mentioned Jack Noseworthy is probably the lowest in the totem pole, but even he has a lot to do in this film, especially when he gets space paranoid. They're taken over by the whatever interdimensional beings are on this ship. They don't explain what these beings are, making them do all these things, but all you know is that how the event rising got from point A to point A to point B is the interdimensional core that was used, that was invented by Dr. Weir, and you have to imagine that some stuff came through through those other dimensions is what makes them all space crazy. But you never really explained all that much as far as that. And I like films that don't explain things too much like that, where you can watch it, you just enjoy yourself and not really wonder, why this is the way it is and how do we get to this state. I don't really enjoy films like that. I love the mystery of it. I think, and I hate films that cheat me out of the mystery. I think one of the biggest things that I don't like about the film Psycho is that the very end of the film, to where they lay it all out for you to tell you why Norman is the way he is. I think it's a real cheap cop out myself by Hitchcock to just let you know everything. I think it's a real waste myself, but other books may disagree. But I like a little mystery in everything, and this has a lot of mystery to it. The real thing is motivation is Sam Neill, I guess, finding his wife, Dr. Weir finding his wife in this film. I imagine that they went on this vessel at some point in time, and she was with him, and she got lost in the vessel or got killed by whatever was coming through. And again, not really overly explained, but it leaves you open to say, you know what, his only motivation is to find his wife, but also his motivation is to be possessed by the event horizon and possibly that the creatures that are, or phantoms that are hanging around that they essentially let in. And I like the not over explanation of everything. There's not a lot of science here as far as that goes. And I appreciate the mystery. The mystery of everything is great in this film. The gore is great. You get some 1997, CG effects, which I don't always like when our guy Jack Noseworthy goes, he's gonna let himself out into space after getting taken over by the things, and you see, the blood splatter from his mouth. That's clearly CG, but whatever. It is what it is. Everything else is good. That's the smallest thing I can really bitch about this film, because the sets look awesome, the cast is awesome. Again, even the smallest role is awesome. But yeah, your exchanges between Larry Fishburne and Sam Neill are pretty excellent, because he's essentially an outsider to them, and kind of had again a whole Ripley with the Marines vibe. These guys are roughnecks and know what they're doing, while she's kind of hanging on the outside. He's kind of hanging on the outside to be their consultant / secret motivation. They all have secret motivations, and yes, it's gonna get weird and it's gonna get grand, especially like when Suzanne says, where we're going, we don't need eyes to see. This is the point where a good old Dr. Weir just takes his eyes out because the ship told him to, and somehow is still not bleeding out. And again, I don't condemn this thing. I love stuff like this. Again, I'm not explained. Nothing's explained as far as that goes. But I don't want to There's a comic book series out there. I think there's more than one issue of this or more than one series of this where they can continue or go back on stories from the Event Horizon, and you can go look for that if you want to for more on Event Horizon. Maybe it gives a little more world building. I don't know, but I kind of like where I'm at right now with it, to where I don't know a lot about what's going on, except, the facts that you're given. I think it's the facts that you're not given, which makes it much more interesting. And I think Paul W.S. Anderson has a great cast of people. He usually does. I mean, even the Resident Evil films, he manages to throw people in there, like I think that are pretty great to work with his lovely looking wife, good old Mia Jovovich. And just this is better executed than that. And like I said, I love to do his debut one day. Shopping is a great film. And I would love to do that one day. And how come Jude Law and Jason Isaacs haven't really acted in anything together? It's odd. I think this should be a thing. But I'm gonna leave my thoughts at that and tell you, if you haven't seen Event Horizon from 1997, you should go watch Event Horizon from 1997 as well as Galaxy of Terror. They're both, to me, equally good times. So there. Suzanne, any final thoughts, girl?
Like I said, I agree with you completely. I love kind of the ambiguousness of it. And I used to be incredibly rigid. If it took place in space, it was sci-fi. Not space, horror. This one kind of breaks it for me because it is a definite horror film. I really cannot recommend this enough. I'm so glad I actually got to see this on the big screen in big screaming bloody color. And it's like I'm not a big fan of CGI. Okay, I really hate it, but in certain cases used sparingly, it works. I think I'm just leaving it there. This is like straight up great movie.
Cool, Mike.
Sorry about that. My mouse turned off. Yeah, I would say for like maybe the younger generation that hasn't watched this yet, give it a shot, especially if you like space and horror. Like I don't know where this stands kind of with like newer generations, just because there's ebbs and flows of like what gets out there. And I think this looks great. It sounds great. It's effective. It's unique. It's interesting. And I just think it's a highly effective horror movie. Like it does pretty much everything right. And I like kind of the personal connection with Sam Neill and why he's kind of doing what he's doing, because it kind of makes things that happen in the movie have more impact because of like his connection to the missing ship. And then because you can imagine if you were in the shoes when the ship reemerges, why you will have that draw to like get in there and break protocols to figure out what's going on. But yeah, Event Horizon's totally awesome. Check it out.
I love the fact that in this film they're not really illusions. Like there's one point in the film to where it gets very real and it plays on your emotions and your past transgressions, to where our captain of the ship there was an accident somehow and the guy died burning, and the guy shows up and he says, I can smell the flesh burning. I love that aspect of it. And it's again great, like nightmare fuel in space, and really, really great. And again, it has a lot of feels of Galaxy of Terror. I'm not calling it a ripoff or nothing, but if you want to watch these two together as a double feature, it would not hurt your Saturday night to watch these two as a double feature. One is a lot more playful than the other one, but this is great. No surprise here. I would watch it 10 more times. 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 I would watch I think there's a 4K out there now if you guys are interested in this sort of thing, and I'm sure it looks great because the sets look really great, and this is really before, you know, they went crazy with everything as CGs, so I'm sure a lot of it was fabricated, and because the stuff inside the core of the Event Horizon is one of the more impressive things that sets of the film. I think it looks really awesome, and I think you guys should go check it out if you haven't yet. And again, don't look for a lot of explanation. I just I like it that way. I like to keep it simple and you know, not guess. I mean, not really guess what's going to happen or why it's happening. And this is one of those kind of films where I don't guess. I just let it flow. You know, it's good shit. But yeah, that's it for this one for this review. We'll come back and we'll close out the show.
And now... Hey, Rocky! Watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
Again?
Nothing up my sleeve. Presto!
Wrong hat.
I take a 7.5.
Now here's something we hope you'll really like.
Let's prepare for a landing, Brad.
Okay.
In a 40G gravity atmosphere, strange thing happens to man's body and mind. Barry Sullivan and Norma Bengell take you into the most fantastic science fiction adventure ever filmed.
Emergency! Emergency! Conditions desperate. Little chance of survival. Help us.
Mark, look! What have you got?
The Galliot.
Bert, get me a fix on this right now. Wes, Brad, controls.
Planet of the vampires. Harboring a form of life worse than death. Planet of the bloodless. Creatures who take men's bodies, but attack like vampires.
I'll tell you this, if there are any intelligent creatures on this planet, they're our enemies.
In this outer space world, the living dead try to escape into life.
Salas? No, just his body. And I'm just one of many beings on this planet. And we're fighting to survive. It's imperative that our race continue to exist. We arranged for several of you to kill each other so that we could take over your bodies. You are our last chance.
No, never. We'll all of us give up our lives to save our own race.
Hello, folks. This is the end of another one. We hope we satisfied your Sam Neill fix. This isn't a goodbye. This is a see you later, because there's lots of stuff I haven't seen by him. I'm looking forward to diving in. From what I understand, an excellent animal lover and lover of people and wine. Watch the video that Bryce Dallas Howard shared of Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum at the piano singing Blackbird by the Beatles, and I had to hold it back, man. I was like trying to maintain my being a master of my own not crying destiny, but it was real hard. But love this man. Miss you forever, Sam. And next up on this show that you'll hear is something that's going to be a lot less serious than that. We're continuing our There's Something Growing on You month, and we're going to go get our ass to Mars with good old Kuatu in tow, attached to my belly. Total Recall we're doing with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Michael Ironside, Rachel Ticotin, I think her name, last name is not. I almost said Maria Conchita Alonso. That's a different actress, but 3 boobs, weird looking aliens, all this stuff. And robot cabbies too. So there's that. And we're doing that with Basket Case, which of course you guys know is a Frank Henenlotter film. You got Dwayne and Belial, brothers in blood, forever trying to shed some blood for Belial's revenge. Great filthy New York City movie. Done the only way that Frank Henenlotter can. So we're gonna talk about that next episode. Mike, what you got coming up, homeboy?
The latest fresh cuts out is Evil Dead Burn. We all saw it in the theater, and next up, I don't know actually, because it's probably going to be something VOD, because we are actually without horror until next week, I believe. When there's, I think it's called Her Private Hell or something, and there's a horror comedy too, and I forgot the name of it. So we have a couple options for next week, but our next episode will be something on VOD that we haven't picked yet. And then we're still looking to get the main show scheduled. We've been postponing just because it's summer, things happen. Like, everyone just has a lot going on because it's summertime and vacations and weekend things and work. So sometimes it's harder to get the main show like on a consistent schedule. But other than that, I'll probably be right back here for the next Cinema Beef episode for whatever and whenever that is. Maybe next Thursday again.
I think so, yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for me for now.
Working y'all like a Hebrew slave. Come on now. No, not really though. I hope I'm not. But anything coming for you, Sue? Any appearances at all you can talk about?
No, like I said, I'll be here next week because I get to, wax poetic on Basket Case. And cool. Trying to start writing again, which has not been writer brain shut off, but now I made a couple of connections. They're like, come on, just do something. So
well, you've had other stuff going on behind the scenes that we won't talk about here, but you've had other stuff going on too. So, yeah.
Yeah. I'm doing my best.
She's doing better though. She's trying to maintain people, so you know.
Yay, I'm not as murdery as I used to be.
Hey, isn't that nice? Yeah. Don't you want to murder somebody though? Come on now. Yeah.
No, I've learned a few exercises in patience, like them completely misreading my script, which normally I would completely and totally tear somebody into shreds and make them cry. And I'm like, is it fixed now? Alrighty then, we'll move along.
Like I said, that show's coming up next. I should mention that Court Psyops is going to join us for that. So if you like the Cinema Psyops on Legion, our boy Court Psyops is going to join us. It's been a while, and I'm looking forward to that. Him hanging with us. Got in contact with him. I have his phone number on my phone. He's one of those guys that got off of Facebook, so it's kind of hard to say where he's at, but I have access to him. I'm stupid, apparently, so there's that. So next week, Court's going to join us. I'm looking forward to that, and maybe X, maybe Venom. We'll see what happens. We'll see how the show fills in. That's the joy of this. Is you're pretty much guaranteed us, but we'll see who else filters in, and I'm always happy to have those people filter in because they're a member of the Beef family after all. I want to talk to you guys about this, but I'm thinking, maybe sometime in the fall or in maybe in August we'll talk about this, but we may take our vow. We got the man's endorsement, for Christ's sake, in the promo that may kick up Burn for Springwood again. I'm thinking about it. We're on the last episodes of the first season, so we should finally get this thing going on because if you listen to the show, listen to the beginning. Yeah, the man gave us his endorsement, so I guess we should really do it. Robert Englund himself. And, yeah, maybe that pretty soon. We'll talk about that, though. But, yeah, this is the end of this one. This has been your Sin Beef Podcast. Where you got beef. we've got the grinder. See you sometime.
Later.
Peace.
Bust it. I was waiting for Mike.